And don't we all want to retire one day? But wouldn't we love to retire comfortably? That's the important thing. But there's a lot of myths out there. And how do you go about it? We always like to bring in our friends from Cyprus Credit Union, Dave Sant. Dave, you always have so much great information. And I love this because planning for retirement is hard. So let's start first things first with your income. And just because you're making a lot of money doesn't mean you're going to be wealthy.
Yeah, when you're looking at building your wealth, that's a very common myth, right? That your income equals wealth. But what you really want to look at is what is your net worth? And the biggest way you can grow your net worth is by growing your savings, right? Because that's going to be money you have on hand, reducing your debt. But if you're building your savings, you're building your investments, building your net worth, that's a great way to build wealth.
Now, Dave, I think a lot of people are like, oh, I'll do it next year. Oh, I'm still young. I've got time. My brother specifically made me start investing money for my 30th birthday. So I have started, but a lot of people are still waiting.
Yeah, that is a very common myth that I've got plenty of time. The sooner you start,
Right.
the better. With compound interest, saving a few years later than you were planning on can cost you tens of thousands of dollars. So the earlier you could start, the better, whether that's participating in your company's 401k, setting up your own IRA accounts. There's tons of different things out there, getting involved in the stock market, a lot of different things you can
Right.
do, or just building your savings account. All those things you can do towards building wealth. The sooner you do it, the better, especially if it's an area where you have compound interest.
And I will say, once you get started, it's so much easier. So just take that first step. I know it was, at least for me. Okay, taking those big risks, does it mean big rewards?
Yeah, a lot of times people think about those, get rich quick type of things, or
Mhm.
somebody, hit it big in a small investment. But most of wealth is not built suddenly and with some type of get rich quick type of situation, but it's built over time. It's built slowly. It's built by having a strategy, by having a budget, by making sure that you're always putting that money aside and that you know what's happening with your money. You know what your interest rates are. You're willing to move it around if you need to get a higher return. But making sure that you have a long-term plan, that you know that you're not going to happen, it's not going to happen overnight, but as long as you're moving positive and that net worth is increasing, you're building towards that wealth.
And how about those people that believe the myth that there's this set schedule and a way you have to do it to get to retirement?
Yeah, that's a very common one, right? We kind of see that with some keeping up with the Joneses. You might
Mhm.
see that, somebody that's in your age group, that they're buying a home quicker than you are, or maybe that, they're having just, there's always different things we look at that we see with our friends or our family or others that might think, well, I'm this old and they're this old and they already have that. I don't have this yet. There's no set way to build your wealth, right? There's not a set schedule. So it's all about having your goals, being patient, sticking to those goals, sticking to the budget. And as long as you know where you want to be and you're building your way towards there, you're going to be on track and you're going to have that wonderful, comfortable retirement.
Yeah, well, Dave, I always love these with you. And I love a lot of your blog posts on your website because they help me along with others. If people want to read them, give them your website.
We're at cypruscu.com.
Fabulous. Good to see you, Dave, and see you next week.
See you later.